In this video, I'll be giving new users a short overview of the VEVE app, making sure up to speed on all its information. More and more users are coming into the app, and it's really important as a community we support each other, supporting the people coming in and making sure they are up to speed on the latest changes to the app. First of all, I'm going to go to the website, and this is where you'll find out a lot of information about VEVE. So on the website it gives an overview. So what VEVE is, first of all, it's an app available on most mobile phones, and it allows you to purchase and access digital collectibles and comics in the form of NFTs. NFTs are non-fungible tokens. It means they can be independently verified as for the ownership, they're unique, and they can be transferred and shared with other people, and there's a lot of potential utility with that going forward. What this means for you is your collectibles belong to you, it can be verified as belong to you, and you have control over where they sit in terms of whether it's you who owns them or someone else. But really the fun thing about VEVE is you can get all your popular characters and comics on the app. You can read your comics, show your collectibles off in this augmented reality through VEVE. So this is very much early days, but more and more people going on, particularly with more and more IPs and properties coming to the app. So as you can see, we've got things like Spider-Man, Marvel, DC, and some comics as well from Marvel. So there's a lot of things already out in the past few months already. This was the latest drop here. I'll go into a bit more detail later in terms of how drops work. Handy video if you want to check it out. But this is what I'm talking about here. This is the different IPs already on or planned to come out onto the app. So it's fantastic, the range of collectibles out there. You also have this thing called a vault, where you can show your collectibles in a vault type space online on your phone and share it with other people, or you can actually have your collectibles out in reality on your phone using your phone's camera and through augmented reality. Again, very exciting. And finally, as I mentioned, you can buy and sell your collectibles on the market, so you don't have to be on a certain day to get a collectible. You can buy it on the secondary market, just like eBay. It's very simple to use to either buy or sell your collectibles. The VEVE verse, I won't go into much detail here, it's just plans for the future for them to have virtual land, but this won't be covered in this video. And yeah, just again, other IPs out there you can have on the VEVE app. If you're watching this video, you should already have some familiarity with VEVE and the app and potential digital collectibles and NFTs, so I won't spend too much longer on this. I'll just jump straight into the actual app itself. So on the phone here, you can see what this looks like. I'll be using my phone in real time as well whilst recording this, so I can show you what actually happens. So straight away, you come in and you are presented with a few choices here. I'm going to talk you through the first home page. So at the very top, you can see all the different collectibles that are available. You can browse just for categories. You can just see the latest ones. You can go into the drops. This gives you a chronological order of drops from newest to oldest. You can see all the potential drops. Now, one thing to bear in mind is all these drops are released at a certain time and a certain date, and most tend to sell out within seconds, if not a minute. And the only way to pick them up after the fact is through that secondary market, where often, but not always, they'll be at a higher price than what the drop price is. So that is just reviewing some of the upcoming drops. Some recent one around James Bond 007, No Time to Die. That's your drops. You can also look at the newest drops coming out, coming soon, as well as different brands, so something in particular you're looking for here. Continuing on with the actual homepage, you can see the latest drops, featured collectibles, featured brands, new arrivals, what's been popular, what's selling fast. You can see here, not all the collectibles are sold out on the main page. For essentially, you can still buy these new on the actual store page. And then you can see my recent review there as well. One thing to point out here is at the very top, there is a tab called Digital Collectibles. You click that, you can swap to seeing the comics, and this gives you an overview of the Marvel comics to date that have been out on the app. Again, starting from the most recent to the very first, and you'll notice that a lot of these comics, there's quite a few, but all Marvel based. So far it's only been Marvel comics that have been out, and you may notice on a few of my comics here as it loads, you can see a little gold symbol on it. That's what I own. So in the actual comic itself, Gives you the price it was paid at, gives you different variants, gives you a lot of detailed information, which I'll go down into more detail in a future video. And I'll give you a quick demonstration here of what this comic looks like. So it is fairly intuitive to use this app. You just click on things where you want to go. If you want to read a comic, open up your comic and click on it and it'll be there. So you can see here, this is the comic coming up now as it loads up, and you can scroll through, you can zoom in, you can do all very kind of neat kind of stuff. I will show what's called the AR feature. This can be a bit difficult to set up for your first time. What this basically allows you to do is see the app, use the app to see the comic in the real world. It's quite fun just now, but there's unlimited possibilities for us going forward in terms of what you can do. So you can see the comic loading up just now. And because this is the first time for this comic, it's just taking a bit longer. But you can see how it works there in the actual comic. You can go in and see it. So it's quite cool. It's quite an interesting way of recording things. So as I was saying, that was a good way of viewing comics digitally. You can have it on your phone or sort of through the real world and take screenshots and share it just now. There are plans to kind of do more things with that in the future. So that was the overview of that first page here for the store. I'll now show you the collection. And in this tab here, you'll have your showroom, your collectibles, your comics, sets. So this is all the collections that are part of a singular set. There are different rarities, which I'll go into in a second, and things on your wish list as well, things you'd like to get. So I'll probably start by showing you, first of all, a collectible. So what I'd like to show you just now is just one of my collectibles. So this is, when you click on the Captain Carter, you can see that loading up just now. So when you first go into any collectible you've bought, you can also preview just to see a video what it looks like before you purchase, for your curiosity. This is part of the Marvel's Mighty set, and she's the only character released in season 3. So she's the only character part of that set. So you can see it spins around. You can sort of zoom in, see the details, take a picture if you wanted to. You can stop her from spinning as well, just by clicking that little button down the bottom here. Kind of stops her from spinning. So very fun just to kind of view your collectible that way. You can also turn on AR mode, which I'll just do shortly. And what this allows you to do is that once it's pressed, you can press it anywhere to see the character. So you can sort of see how it looks there. I'll just come back out. So yeah, you can have that just sitting on your desk in your sort of AR world. And the idea is going forward it will be more of an online space, very similar to Ready Player One, a VEVE-verse where all this will exist and people can interact with it and see it online. And as I say, I've got a few collectibles there. You can do the same thing with the comics. This is another way to get into the comic to read it if you own it. The sets, just to give you an example here, I own 2 out of 5 of the Captain America set, so there's different rarities within that set. And rarities just means how many editions or mints of that collectible is available. The lower number of editions or mints, the more valuable that collectible is likely to be. So I'll just go in and load up the page just now. So when you go into the app, you can see from the little gold symbol which ones I own. You can see that there's common, uncommon, rare, ultra rare, and the one down here is also a common. And as I mentioned, that affects the price. When this originally dropped, you'd pay the same amount of gems, that's the currency we use here, for each one, but you didn't know which one you're buying. It was a blind box, similar to what you see in other collectibles and cards. So in that blind box, there's different chances to get a rarity based on random luck, but also how many editions of that is available. So common ones are most likely, rare, etc., ultra rare, as the name implies, hard to come by. And but anything you get, you can keep, own, transfer, sell in the market, or buy in the market from someone else. So very handy. So in terms of the next page, I'll move on to. So moving on to the feed tier, this just gives an in-app social media place for people to kind of post pictures, comments, etc. And it's a way for the community to kind of share things. I should say that a lot of information around VEVE is available on Twitter, as well as the official Discord. So I won't spend too much time here. Moving on to the market, again you can search, once you're into market, you can search for different collectibles by brand, etc., by rarity, by type. You can see here, it's also a possibility to bid. Well, I'm just direct to buy, just very similar to eBay. It's splitting down into collectibles and comics, as well as by brands, recommendations, and auctions down the bottom here. Items are saved, and giving you information to kind of complete your sets. So I'll just go, for example, here. I'll just go to this Loki. In the marketplace, it'll load up. So in the marketplace, you can see here it'll load up. This is what's currently been sold. And you can see that Captain Carter, VEVE drop for 25 gems, is now going at 389 gems. So huge potential here for making money, and this is where the real focus and desire of VEVE comes from. It's the ability to kind of show off, first of all, what collectibles you have, the rarity, but also the fact that people are willing to spend money to own that and willing to pay more than what you paid for it, so you can potentially get more gems to either keep or buy more collectibles within the app. That's quite a popular thing for people to do. If I go to a different one, say the Star Trek Enterprise, again it's the buy now features here, and also the auction. Very similar to eBay. In a future video I will cover how to use the auction site and the buy now features. Finally moving on, just to kind of profile here. This shows you number of gems, your profile, QR code for people to kind of send you information, whether it's gems or collectibles, and also gives you a bit of background on how many sets you own, how many followers you own, and your collections. Well, I'm not going to go into detail because obviously I'll have personal details, but the wallet is basically, in the UK it's roughly a pound to a gem. In the US it's $1 1 gem. So you can go into the app, use a linked bank card account, credit card to kind of purchase gems. You purchase them in bulks of 5 gems, and you then use those gems to either purchase on drops, or you can use those gems to purchase from a secondary market. You can also then earn more gems back by having things being bought and sold for that you've put up for sale. So that is the app in a very condensed nutshell. Like I say, this is for new users, so it's just for people to get comfortable with using the app, seeing different parts of it, and knowing where to go for different drops, different collectibles, different comics. In a future video I'll go into more detail on each section, and I'll pull together a watch list for new users just to get very up to speed very quickly on all the ins and outs, as well as going into a bit more of the advanced stuff as well, to make sure that new users get the best advantage for drop day and for getting the collectibles that they most want. My final thought would be, as new users get on the app, it's really important to get up to speed, so everyone is getting the best experience possible and the smoothest possible experience in terms of buying and selling collectibles. And this is why I'm making this video. This is why this video is important to share, so please do like and subscribe to the channel if you did enjoy this content and want more. I'm also running a free NFT giveaway. If you click on this video over here, you'll find out more detail about that. Thank you, and I'll see you next video.